friends. Welcome again. Hope you're all having a good weekend. It's great to see all of you. And welcome to our show. Welcome to JW Fairy Tales. It's Friday. It's Friday. We're having a great time. Unfortunately, we have another mess on our hands. I'm sorry to report to you regarding a new video, an observation with a challenge included. This is a royal mess, friends. We're gonna try to sort it out, and we're gonna try to do it in a nice way because we're dealing with a situation where we have a very, very nice man, very good show. Very good show today, friends. It's JW Fairy Tales. And you may recall at some point I recommended that persons may want to opt to discontinue their subscription to ARP 7601. I would like to rescind that. I really don't feel that way. That was a mistaken thing for me to say because upon reflection, I don't feel it's right to invalidate somebody just because they are well, you know what, you know what's going on. Anyway, we have a situation here where we have a very nice guy who has some incredibly dangerous and misguided ways of looking at the world. And yes, I do say dangerous. Ideas can be dangerous? Oh, more dangerous than bombs. Ideas can build people up. Ideas can take people to the moon, can change lives. Ideas, points of views can also be incredibly destructive when they are weaponized and used to tear people down. We have a situation where perhaps I should not be weighing in, friends. Perhaps I should leave well enough alone, but I feel that I can't. I feel that this man has the potential to cause incredible amount of destruction. And I think he's oblivious to it. But you know what? It's not a personal attack because, as I have stated, I like this person. Even Yeah. Just breathe. Just breathe. Come on. Breathe. Through the stomach. Through the stomach. Sorry, I was tickling myself there for a minute. Well, anyway, I'm going to, I can't promise to keep this short. This is a train wreck. This is an aftermath. It may take a while to sort out. I'd like to begin by, first of all, we gotta scroll down. The first comment is made by ARP 7601, in which he implores the viewer, comments expressing disagreement are always welcome. Fair enough. Provided that they are respectfully made. I have to agree. It's this man's channel. He calls the shots. This is his channel. As in the past, comments of an abusive or threatening nature will be removed. I also must concur to that. There's, threats, not necessary. Don't. Of course, we would naturally not want to go there with anybody. I don't think anyone would. If not, they'd be delivered up to the higher authorities. I will deliver you to my FBI neighbor. We also have a comment here. This video is mainly for ex-JW friends who still profess the Christian faith. Okay, there's a number of things wrong with that sentence alone. Jehovah's Witness is not a faith. It's a business structure. It's a pyramid scheme. To me, it's a large part of why this man is so misguided. This video it's wrong from the word go. It's completely coming from the wrong place. I will elaborate, but see, that's a huge problem there. The idea that it's very Jehovah's Witnessy to me, friends, which, hey, it's Jehovah's Witness world. We're living in the new world. But it says if you are no longer a Christian or hold the Bible in contempt, there's really not much point in you watching. No, I disagree. And the answer is no. In a friendly way, not in a mean way. But the answer is no. I will not be excluded from a conversation where people I care about are perhaps going to be directly affected. And I believe that where this is all going has the potential to be incredibly harmful. It's very far-reaching, can be incredibly harmful, partly because the man who creates these videos, he is very easy to like. He seems somewhat likable and somewhat reasonable on the surface. He has the reassuring tone of a JW.org video. It's very serene. It's like listening to NPR radio. It's something that you could just put on a big pair of headphones and just drift away. But we're going to not in a mean way, not in a I guess not in an argumentative way. I can't. They keep pulling me back in. I try to, I don't know what's going on anymore, friends. I am coming apart at the seams. I was going to watch It's a Stormy Night here. I was going to be watching monster movies tonight. I'm here again. This is happening. Well, what we're going to do is I have a lot to say, friends, but we're going to go through this video together. And I feel I have to say my piece. I can't walk away from this. We all have different ways of viewing the world. We all have our own, everyone has their own opinions and their own ideas. But this man is wrong. He's just wrong. And it's disturbing to me because it's not that he's just wrong. It's that he's wrong and he wants to give advice to people I know. It'd be like me standing at the counter at AutoZone and some guy's telling you don't need oil in your car. Don't worry about it. It's as a bystander, I feel I have a responsibility to say something. Because I don't know that anybody's going to take anything I say or this person says to heart. But good grief, Jack Johansson Almighty. This is let's just watch this video together, friends. Bear with me. We'll get through it. We'll try to make some sense of it. This is another nightmare scenario. We're just going to go through it piece by piece.
Hi everybody. This video is for all those of you out there who are fellow ex-witnesses. And I include those who are presently attending meetings, maybe are inactive, but are awake to the truth about the truth. This is a message for you. Now, as most of you know, I have a good deal of respect for Raymond Franz. I've done a whole series about his book In Search of Christian Freedom. Even though
he looks like somebody from the Waltons.
For a lot of what took place, as far as his culpability on the governing body.
Why is this picture in black and white? He didn't live in.
And should have. But eventually it culminated with him not being able to handle it.
He looks like somebody from the Andy Griffith show.
Do the right
Can we just please be clear about that?
And that can't be said of anyone else.
Oh, he's dead?
Who's been on the
never mind.
So far, the only one.
Gotta take it back.
Who's ever given everything up to do the right thing. However late he may have decided to do it. Whatever wrong he did in the meantime.
Do the Right Thing is a Spike Lee movie.
So I admire Ray, and I think a lot of us do. He's helped a lot of people. He's very well respected. His books, not only through his books has he helped people, but personally.
He's also a great dancer.
By hours spent over the phone.
Cha-cha-cha.
I don't think a lot of us realize just how diligent Ray was in responding to mail.
You know, I've never thought about how diligent he was.
That came to him.
Just kidding.
But I don't want to put him up on a pedestal. I mean, he was just a human being.
Look at the frame you put his picture in. You don't want to put him on a pedestal.
I'll start this video off by reading a portion of In Search of Christian Freedom by this late brother who we all respect.
Christian freedom is an oxymoron. I'm just kidding.
For Christians. For those who have the book, it begins on page 651.
There's 600 pages in that?
I have in the past acceded to interviews requested by the news media. At the same time, I have never solicited a single interview, and I have turned down far more requests than the few I accepted.
You're turning down TV interviews? Why? Whoa, wait a minute.
All too often.
Oh no, I don't want to stop here, friends. You're turning down TV interviews to make YouTube videos? Oh. We need to go over your list of priorities, man.
And what is sought is something of a sensational nature, which does little for the advancement of the good news.
Wait, little for the advancement of the good news? You could be on TV, radio, newspaper. I don't know who's talking to you, man, but you're turning them down to make a video about Let's continue, friends.
In one radio interview that I accepted, originating in Florida, the interviewer employed continual sarcasm and exaggeration in his references to Jehovah's Witnesses and their beliefs and conduct. I spent virtually the entire program in defending them, expressing my...
You spent the entire program defending Jehovah's Witnesses because the interviewer was sarcastic. He didn't show the proper reverence for this amazing religion that should... It deserves so much more respect than that disc jockey was willing to give it. And so ARP spent the remainder of the interview defending the Watchtower because the man just wasn't being serious enough about it. Aye. Incredible.
I spent virtually the entire program in defending them, expressing my conviction as to their overall sincerity and decency, and in pointing out to the interviewer the way in which his remarks distorted matters and unfairly cast them in a false light. I was happy to make those expressions, and found that the only satisfying part of the experience.
Stop!
Basically, then, I sympathize...
The only satisfying... Let me get this straight. You are on a radio program being interviewed by somebody that is trying to... on the topic of Jehovah's Witnesses. You're sitting there being interviewed by... I presume it's a worldly person. Maybe not. But I'm presuming the audience out there of whoever is listening to this show is general population people that are hearing about Jehovah's Witnesses, and they're interviewing somebody speaking on the topic, which is you. And the only satisfying part, I'm quoting you, the only satisfying part was in defending the Jehovah's Witnesses because you felt that the disc jockey was too sarcastic and not asking the right questions. I don't know. What is going on with you, man? What were you thinking? You're an ex Jehovah's Witness sitting on a radio program talking about Jehovah's Witnesses, and you felt that the man made light of it. And so therefore, you spent the remainder of the interview defending Jehovah's Witnesses, and that was the only satisfying, to use your words, part of it. You squandered this entire experience of being on a radio program, and you spent it talking about how Jehovah's Witnesses are very good overall. And no. I just want to clarify that it's good stuff. Yes, and could you please be a little more, could you take this more seriously, please? I'm in search of Christian freedom, page 651. 650 pages! I'm sorry, I'm going to try to keep the volume normalized here. 650 pages. How long was this segment on this radio show? It's radio. You're going to hold somebody's attention for 5 minutes? And you want them to go read... What do you think you were going to say in this 5 minutes? But you spent the entire time talking about how great Jehovah's Witnesses are, and the interviewer just had it all wrong. And let's continue, friends.
I was happy to make those expressions, and found that the only satisfying part of the experience. Basically, then, I sympathize with the concern, even the indignation some feel, and I feel a similar concern. But I do not necessarily sympathize with the methods that are sometimes used to express those feelings.
Here we go.
I'm convinced of the rightness of the Apostle Paul's counsel.
We're getting to the meat on this egg. We're getting to the meat of this hard-boiled egg.
And slow to be angry. For a man's anger cannot promote the justice of God.
We've licked off the paprika. Now it's time to enjoy the hard-boiled egg.
Not the best way. In human relations, when one is indignant because of a perceived injustice, the easiest thing in the world is to lash out at the source of the hurt. It is also a sign of weakness rather than of strength.
No, you're completely wrong. You are wrong. And I will elaborate more on that later. Don't be taken in by what this man is saying, friends. He's telling you that when you have perceived, when you are injured by somebody, it takes more strength to keep quiet than it does to stand up for yourself. I completely disagree. I absolutely 100% disagree. Being somebody who has been wronged quite a bit in life, being around a lot of people who have been wronged and suffered true injustice, real hurt, real injustice, real wrongdoing. I've seen a lot of people stay on their knees and take their whippings, take their lashings. They take their lumps and keep going because it is the path of least resistance. I know, I'm the bad guy. Standing up for yourself, standing up to bullies is not easy. It's difficult. That's why most people don't do it. When they're getting bullied, when they're getting pounded, they keep letting it happen day after day because they feel too weak to stand up for themselves. Once in a while, somebody stands up for themselves. And they probably get pounded even harder. They probably get the living daylights beat out of them. But they decided it was time to stand up anyway. Standing up to bullies is not a sign of weakness. Standing up to bullies takes incredible strength and determination and fortitude. And this video is denying that, belittling it. I don't know. It's a very warped, very misconstrued, very twisted way of looking at things. And he's put a nice little bow on it. It sounds good. It looks pretty. This is ugly. This is ugly. Where this man is coming from, what he's doing, it's incredibly. I'm not calling into question his personal motivations. I don't want to go there, but it's wrong. You are dead wrong.
To exercise self-control, to maintain a measure of calm, to take the time and the effort to seek out the true cause of the problem and the most effective means of dealing with it takes far more strength and resolve than to simply vent out one's feelings.
I want to stop here again. I don't think this man has enough life experience, apparently, I don't think he's experienced the sort of pains and injustices that others may have experienced. I don't think he's in the same place. I don't think he can draw on the life experiences that are necessary to understand venting. He thinks that it's like somebody's... It's like somebody got the wrong order at the McDonald's drive-thru and they're venting about it. It's like somebody lost the remote and they're venting about it. It's disturbing. It's very, very. It's worrisome that this man is witnessing the ex Jehovah's Witness phenomenon, and he thinks that it's people venting because because of their personal weaknesses, they can't control themselves and they need to vent. But it would take so much more strength to keep quiet, and that is admirable. Instead of venting your petty inability to control your emotions, please learn from me and draw strength and learn how to be strong and powerful in Christian freedom like I am. This man is twisting reality so far back around he can see his head from the other direction in the mirror. This is a perversion, nothing short of a perversion. Let's continue.
A very large quantity of material has been published in print and on the internet by former witnesses and others about the Watchtower organization. I do not question that many so engaged are sincerely motivated, feel that they should not simply be passive but should do something. But I honestly believe
Here it comes.
that a great amount, perhaps even the majority, of what is put out does more harm than good.
No. 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 Wrong. You are dead wrong again. Everybody's wrong sometimes, but you are completely wrong. I have to stop this video every 10 seconds because of how wrong you are. You are claiming that the majority of material put out by ex Jehovah's Witnesses is no good. It's wrong. It's not worth anything. Or I don't want to put words in your mouth. Let me rewind this so I make sure exactly what you're saying here again. Let's get this again.
I do not question that many so engaged are sincerely motivated, feel that they should not simply be passive but should do something.
Do something.
But
do something.
That a great amount, perhaps even the majority, of what is put out does more harm than good.
The majority of what is put out does more harm than good. At this point, I want to ask you, the viewer. I'm getting you included here too, viewers. Hop in. You can leave a comment below. Do you really believe that most of the material published by ex Jehovah's Witnesses does more harm than good? The majority of material published by ex Jehovah's Witnesses does more harm than good. I want you to analyze that thought. Get your mind around it. Stop and think about it. Who in their right mind would make that claim with a straight face? If you really believe that, what is going on in your mind? The majority of material published by ex Jehovah's Witnesses does more harm than good. What incredibly twisted point of view do you have to be coming from to believe that and to make a point of stating that to others? Is that what you said on this radio program? And you're surprised that this disc jockey wasn't able to take you seriously? This interviewer? I don't know how is a person supposed to react to you? I don't know what I'm gonna do with this guy. I'm trying to like you. It's a daily. It takes the strength of Jehu every day to get past how twisted you are, man. The majority of material put out by ex Jehovah's Witnesses does more harm than good. 90% of it is just trash. It shouldn't have been made. Do you really believe that? I want to qualify this by saying there is a small amount of videos out there that shouldn't have been made. Most of them have been made by me and have been deleted by me. But the majority of Ex Jehovah's Witness material that I watch on a regular basis leaves me humbled, leaves me in awe, leaves me feeling appreciative of the people who made it, not wanting to discourage them and put them down. It's incredible to me that you shake your head at the same things I'm watching. You and I are watching apparently the same videos, and you're left disgusted by them, where I'm left feeling invigorated and saying, my God, there is hope after all. Maybe I guess you're just a glass half empty kind of person, man. We're just diametrically opposed. I watch videos and read blogs and read articles written by Ex Jehovah's Witnesses, and I feel like applauding. I'm glad to be counted among their number. I'm proud of our friends, our brothers and sisters, because of the great work they're doing. Every time I watch, I'm not going to name drop, but every time I see these new videos that keep getting put out, I'm impressed. I'm like, wow. They're really speaking to people. And here's what I can't get about you, man. Your videos, and first of all, I want to compliment you because I include your videos in the videos that I'm glad are made. I've watched your channel, some of your videos. You have some very informative material. But just because you're just spilling it, man. You're not holding back. You're telling us what you think of the people out there. So I'm going to take this opportunity to be honest with you, man, and tell you and everyone watching how I feel about you. And I'm just, forgive me. This isn't an attack video. I'm really just telling you how I see this right now, man, because I'm trying to get to the bottom of what's going on here and help you out, man. Here's what I got to say to you. Just XJW to XJW. I've watched your videos, and most of the time you're just kind of reciting some informative material. It's good, it's fine, it's appreciated. But the only time on your channel that I ever hear you speaking from your heart, I mean really speaking from your heart. Once in a while you'll come out of your shell and you will just really just come out just off the cuff, start talking from your heart. Which that's what speaks to me when I hear somebody just not, excuse me, sorry. Once in a while, you will just really open up and just say what's on your mind. And every time you do, every time you speak from your heart, is to express your displeasure at other people from speaking from their hearts. That's incredible, man. You have a problem. I'm not angry at you. I'm upset at the damage that you have so much capacity to damage very fragile people. And yes, I'm being honest, a lot of people that just come out of a cult are fragile, mentally, emotionally, etc. And you, on the surface, seem to be someone who is very inviting, reassuring, warm. Those are good qualities. But just below the surface is this darkness you have about you, in which you really, truly, sincerely want other people silenced. Here's what I can't get over, man. Of all the things you could make videos about, where you could speak from your heart and just let it out. You have this demon inside you, man. And I know what it's like to have a demon inside you. I know what these videos are about, where you say something maybe you shouldn't, but you say it anyway because you can't hold it in. It goes against your better judgment. You know you're going to irritate people, you're going to make people mad, but you say it's not worth it. I'm going to make the video anyway. What I am flummoxed by is that of all the things you could make videos about, the one thing that irritates you in this whole situation of this religion, the cult, the persecution of ex-members, the pedophile scandal, it doesn't even appear on your radar, man. You spoke about it in your last video that I watched. You made a passing reference to people holding up signs, drawing attention to the continuing pedophile scandal. This isn't old news. This is current events. This is happening. This is their policy of covering up pedophiles in the kingdom halls. They don't notify the congregation that there's pedophiles in the kingdom hall. And persons who were concerned enough to pick up a sign and stand in front of a convention with thousands of Jehovah's Witnesses that have been told to hate them, they still stood out there with a sign drawing attention to the stark reality of the situation, which is that there are pedophiles sitting next to children in that building, and most of the adults in the building are oblivious to it. None of that registered with you, man. And you've made a second video because you just doubled down. And you reasserted and reaffirmed your determination to point out how wrong it is for people to stand up and say, my God, something is terribly wrong here and nobody's doing anything about it. There's thousands of people who have been molested by Jehovah's Witnesses. And you're going on a radio program, and the only thing on your mind is talking about how good the whole Jehovah's Witness thing is and that everyone's got it all wrong. Why are you here? What are you doing? Look, I'm just going to level with you, man. It seems like, and I'm not trying to be mean. Please, please, please believe I'm not trying to be mean to you. It really, truly seems like you like being a Jehovah's Witness. And I gotta say, man, if you like being a Jehovah's Witness, why are you doing this? Go be a Jehovah's Witness. But right now, you're stabbing everyone in the back all the time. You're going to meetings, you're going to assemblies, and you're sitting next to people and pretending to be their Christian brothers or whatever, and then you come home and you stab those people in the back because you're talking behind their back. They think you're one of them. I think you're one of them. What is going on? You're throwing your Jehovah's Witness brethren under the bus, kind of, half-heartedly. Sometimes you go on a radio program and defend them. I kind of see where you're coming from, what you're doing. I understand why you're sitting on the fence a little bit. Everyone has gone through this all the time, but you seem to be in stasis. I think a large problem here is that I think that you and I are very different people with very different points of view about the Jehovah's Witness phenomenon. You seem to believe that the Watchtower, Jehovah's Witnesses, whatever you want to call this thing is happening, is a Christian movement that has some slight imperfections with it that you're hoping will iron out in time. And you're trying to implore people not to throw out the baby with the bathwater or something. I don't know. I completely see things diametrically different. And this is not, I don't, you know, the people who write Watchtower magazine, I've lived under the same roof with them. I've worked with them. I've been around them. They're dripping with evil. I think, and I'll talk more about this as we go on in the video, but I think the largest disagreement, why I don't think I could ever see eye to eye with you, is that you seem to think that a Watchtower is a Christian religion that has taken a detour, has gone the wrong way. You couldn't be more wrong. And I don't want to foray too much into the topic of religion. It's not why I'm here, but if you think that this is some Christian freedom thing that's happening and it just got derailed, you're backwards, man. You're starting from the wrong end of things. These are evil people. The things they're doing are evil. I know that your wife's not evil. I know that the people that you're hanging out with at the Kingdom Hall aren't evil. I know that. My parents go to the Kingdom Hall. I know they're not evil. My parents are Christians. I get it. I understand it. You're missing the big picture. You're walking around in a sewer and you're saying, "Oh, I see a ham sandwich that's still in the bag. It hasn't been contaminated." You're in a sewer, man. And you're walking around looking for some piece of broccoli that doesn't have brown on it. Here's the thing, man. You're always, it seems like you're always very proud of what a great Christian you are. But it just seems like all you spend your time doing is throwing other ex-JWs under the bus. It seems like you're playing both sides of the field all the time. And I'm not making judgments about people's positions in life because I know there's sensitivities about family situations. It's the nature of being an ex-Jehovah's Witness. But here's the thing. You're conning the Jehovah's Witnesses you hang out with. You go to the assemblies, and we both know you went to the district convention. Don't even pretend like you didn't. You went to the district convention, and you shook hands with people, and you walked around with people, you dressed like them, you act like them, you said hello, and do all this. All these people are thinking that you are one of them. But you're hiding. It's I'm hiding my true self from you. What kind of Christian hides his? You're talking about Christian freedom, but then you're. It's a mess. You're talking about Christian freedom, and you don't understand the irony that you are the man in the iron mask. You're leading a double secret life, and you think it's great, and it seems like you keep recommending other people do the same thing too. It's incredible. It's incredible for me. And then you come, and then you leave your ex. You go from you're in your little Jehovah's Witness bubble, but you think you're more clever than the other Jehovah's Witnesses there because you come home at night and you get on the internet and watch ex-JW videos. Ooh. But you don't like what you see. You think it's people venting. And you, instead of doing something productive with your time, which you seem to be recommending for all of us, but to me, I just can't get over the irony. You seem to, the lion's share of your time and resource seems to go to throwing other people under the bus. But the thing is, it's like you're going around in circles, man. You're walking this tightrope where you think that you're like the Joan of Arc of Jehovah's Witnesses, or something like this, and you're leaving. You go to the Jehovah's Witness assemblies, conventions, meetings, whatever. You do the dog and pony show with your wife. I don't want to judge your home life. I'm trying to get past that. But you're coming on here and judging all of us. But it only goes one way. It's a one-way street with you. And you come on here and you chastise people for venting, and you're telling the world that it's harmful. What other ex-JWs do is harmful. And I can't get past it. You're frozen in time, man. The world is passing you by, and you're recommending that people sit down and read. It goes to page 651. My God. But you're you seem to be you seem to be lost. And I'm not angry at you for that, but really, you think everyone else is lost. I'm telling you, man to man, you're lost, dude. Christian freedom? It's oxymoronical. And I'm not saying that to get a laugh. You're talking about freedom and in the same breath censoring other people, trying to shame them into silence. And no, it's not the way you make it out to be is the problem. Look, I know that there's offensive videos out there. But I have the problem that you're grouping huge amounts of people together. Look, there are people that hate Jehovah's Witnesses. And for the record, I want to be clear about this. I want to tell you a story about me. I had a subscriber that watched my videos, and I like the same type of music as this person. He seemed pretty cool. I thought he would comment regularly on my videos. I thought I liked him. It started becoming more evident over time that this guy wasn't criticizing Jehovah's Witnesses or trying to bring attention to anything other than his hatred of Jehovah's Witnesses. His name's Temple Hatchet. He's a prick. And yes, I will say his name because he's a piece of shit. I have no use for him. And I want to be crystal clear about this. I resent the idea that you would group me together with, or group lots of people together in being harmful. When most people are not trying to be harmful to anyone at all for any time. There are people out there who hate Jehovah's Witnesses for their religious beliefs. And they want to persecute them. They literally hate each and every Jehovah's Witness. They hate who they are. And the day it became evident to me that one of my subscribers was just a Nazi that hates Jehovah's Witnesses, I told him, bleep you, get off my channel, get out of my life. And that was the end of it. Because there's no place in my world for religious persecution. I'm not into that. I will not support or keep company with anybody who is discriminating against Jehovah's Witnesses, persecuting Jehovah's Witnesses. I don't run with that crowd. And the crowd I run with doesn't run with that crowd. I think you've got a lot of people all wrong, man. There are people out there who are nasty, mean, evil people that want to hurt Jehovah's Witnesses. You're not talking to them. You're not talking to them. Your demographic, the people watching these videos, I think you've got the lump of them all wrong.
Christian freedom does not mean license to say whatever we want.
Gotta stop again. I'm stopping every 5 seconds. Christian freedom does not mean the license to say whatever we want. And just a personal note about the editor here, the producer of this video, that is why Christian freedom is worthless to me. Because it's not really free, or your interpretation of whatever this is, whatever this means. It reminds me of Jehovah's Witnesses' life's water free. A statement that contradicts itself. Life without end at last. It's these contradictory statements that they sound good, but they make no real sense. You're speaking about Christian freedom, but your videos, this video, the video I watched before this, you seem to be angrily trying to compress and constrict other people into a box. You're living in a tiny, tiny, tiny little box. Your tightrope trick you're doing, where you're walking in between the world of Jehovah's Witnesses and reality, and you're pulling this off somehow, where you're telling yourself that you are you're a person that has their wits about them, but you're walking on a tightrope set up by the Jehovah's Witnesses, where you are somehow managing to walk this line between absolute insanity and the real world, and you're telling other people, too, that this is the right way to live. People should be living your life. Your life is something that should have fallen apart a long time ago. People, we should be sitting in a kingdom hall pretending to not know or understand the outside world, and you're calling this Christian freedom? This Christian freedom nonsense, this Christ life nonsense. I'm so afraid that someone is actually going to take this seriously. Someone who is fresh out of the kingdom hall, has no friends, no family, nowhere to go, is going to listen to you. This is foolishness. This is destructive. This can cause nothing but harm. You're on a bridge to nowhere, man. This is a dead end. This doesn't go anywhere. Christian freedom, you're making their world smaller. Somebody finally has the bravery, the courage to turn on a video camera and say, hi, I used to be a Jehovah's Witness. My parents are Jehovah's Witnesses. This is me. And you're telling them that it's harmful.
We are called to follow closely in Christ's steps, and of him we read, he was insulted and did not retaliate with insults.
I gotta stop pausing the video, honey. Follow closely in Christ's steps. Have you ever thought about how insane that is? You hear people say that all the time. Have you thought about how insane it is? Think about this man's life. Okay, he was born of a virgin. He grew up being he grew up being a carpenter building Bible furniture until he was 30. He walked around wearing a robe. He walked around wearing a robe. He walked from town to town with people following him. He would lay on the side of a hill and tell parables to people. And then he took fish and tore them into little pieces and fed 2,000 people. Follow closely his life? We're supposed to follow in his footprints? That's stupid. Have you ever stopped to think about how stupid that is? I'm sorry, I've gotten off topic, Stephen. I've digressed. You're harming people. You're damaging people. You're making people feel bad about not following in the footsteps of a man who walked on water. Where do you get off, man? Look, if that's your thing, look, I understand proselytizing. I get it. And it's a free country. But I don't think you're aware of how much harm you are potentially causing people. You're dragging people down in the worst kind of way. This is the worst kind of stuff, man. This is bottom of the barrel. This is bottom of the barrel religion. This is just about as bad as it gets. It's a rare case where you will come across a situation as just absolutely mangled as this man telling you about Christian freedom, and he is pretending to be somebody he thinks he's not. And then coming online and criticizing the people who are supposedly like him while he's secretly living a double life in his own mind and in his own house. Wrong. 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 I'm not saying your life is wrong. Your life is free to live as you want. You are wrong for telling people to follow you, for giving advice to people, for telling other people they're doing it wrong and you're doing it right. You're crazy, man.
When he was tortured, he made no threats, but he put his trust in the righteous judge. Vindictive speech, ridicule, name-calling, magnifying minor faults far out of proportion.
Pedophilia. 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 You might want to throw that in there at some point, along with ridiculing, name-calling. You might want to stop for just a few seconds and say, my God, there's thousands of people online who have been molested by the Jehovah's Witnesses you go on radio programs defending. Thousands of people are getting molested. You're worried about name-calling? Vindictive speech? Get a grip, my God! Just when I think it's possible that somebody could possibly get through this guy, he just drops the ball again. Pedophilia! Get with the times, man! Vindictive speech. God.
Refusing to give persons the benefit of the doubt, to admit the possibility of their being sincerely, even if mistakenly motivated, making no allowance for their wrong actions being the product of victimization through erroneous conceptions. None of this does anything for the cause of truth. Unfortunately, such things are often found in much of the anti-Watchtower literature put out.
It is unfortunate.
Also,
how unfortunate.
In Watchtower literature, in its expressions regarding any who do not agree with its pronouncements, those it labels as apostate. So the matter often comes full circle, with the same dismal repetition of wrong being met with wrong.
No, 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 no. You're calling this an equal across the board 50-50 example of both sides being wrong. Are you that obtuse? Do you really think that this is a Dr. Phil moment where both sides are wrong and they just need to shake hands and say, let's agree to disagree, we're both wrong? You have people who have been molested, and then you have the people who allowed it to happen or did it themselves. You're calling it either or. You're saying, well, the Watchtower videos are just like the Ex Jehovah's Witness. This is crazy, man. This is insane. Do you listen to yourself? This is not an equal share of wrongdoing. You're irritated that people on radio shows are sarcastic. And you're equating that to tens of thousands of children being molested in a cult. This is insane. Do you ever stop? Are you so deep into the forest that you can't see the forest for the trees? Are you that far gone, man? I'm trying to redeem you. I'm trying to save you. You're not making it easy.
Call down blessings on your persecutors. Blessings, not curses.
You're seriously suggesting that I stand outside the governing body, the building they're in, and say, I call blessings down upon you, brothers. You're seriously suggesting people do that. Again, I guess this is just a major personality conflict here. I'm a very pragmatic person. And I just truly in my heart, I know you're reading from the Bible or extracting from the Bible in some way. And I guess, if that's where you're coming from, fine. But I gotta be honest. I don't think this is the time or place, man. This isn't a Charles Dickens novel. People are getting molested. They're raping people out here. You want me to stand in the snow like Tiny Tim and call blessings down upon the governing body? Bless you, brothers! You've lost the plot, my friend. You're conflating human error, mistakes, imperfections with crimes. These people are criminals. Do you understand that? They belong in prison. I guess there's two types of people out here. Those that think the Watchtower leadership belongs in handcuffs, and those who think that we should forgive them and walk away and let them continue doing it. It's about justice. It's about protection. It's about saving children. You are what? Hey. Am I getting your attention? Children. Let's continue.
Never pay back evil for evil. Let your aims be such as all men count honorable. Or, Jerusalem Bible, let everyone see that you're interested only in the highest ideals.
You don't seem to understand. What's going on right now is not repaying evil for evil. It's justice that victims seek. It's protection from criminals. Human beings, children, they have the right to be safe. It's being denied to them. It's being... There are as we're sitting here, there are children in danger. You seem to be... You're out to lunch, man. You are aware. Now, I know that you are aware of the Watchtower scandal involving children, child abuse, rape of women. I can go on, and how they side with wrongdoers and harass victims, disfellowship victims, threaten victims. I know that you're aware of this. It just doesn't seem to your heart. It doesn't sink into your heart. You don't care. Oh, I said it. You don't care. If you cared, you would make some mention of it somewhere. Repaying evil for evil? You really think that's what is going on here? You really think that's what's happening in the XJW community? Repaying evil for evil. That's demeaning to the victims out there who are... It's... Whoo, breathe. Breathe. I don't want to berate you, man. I'm trying to get through to you. I'm hoping, I'm praying you will see the light. I'm not trying to rock your world or turn your world upside down. But you keep complaining that everyone else is turning the world upside down, and they're just being themselves and being honest and speaking up, speaking out, and you seem to be complaining that it's rocking your world. It reminds me of the there was an Awa video came out a few days ago. I'm sure most of you friends out there have seen it, in which they gave the experience of a woman who was molested by a Jehovah's Witness man when she was a child. Well, many years have passed, and suddenly this child molester has the woman's phone number now. How did he get it? Well, her Jehovah's Witness mother saw this man at the assembly and worried that he may feel broken because of this terrible experience he went through of molesting her daughter. And so she feels that her daughter, it would be a nice gesture if her daughter would have a phone conversation with this man and forgive him. It's all very biblical, isn't it? There comes a point in time, Arp, where you've got to pull your head out of the clouds and realize that just because some nonsense is written somewhere in a Bible doesn't change the reality on the ground of people getting molested, people getting raped, Do you visualize this? Do you think about this at all? Do you know what they are doing to children by the thousands? I'm not making this up. I'm not exaggerating. We're talking about thousands of rapes and sexual assaults. And you're talking about returning evil for evil? You have dropped the ball in the worst kind of way. I think you're salvageable. I think this can get through to you at some point, and you will get your life in control, man. We're running short on the time. We'll play some more, and we'll just proceed from here.
If possible, so far as it lies with you, live at peace with all men. My dear friends, do not seek revenge, but leave a place for divine retribution. For there is a text which reads, "Justice is mine, says the Lord."
Here's the problem, Arp. You're quoting word for word what an elder is going to say to somebody whose child has been molested by someone in the hall. They say, well, Jehovah says vengeance is mine. We'll leave it to Jehovah. We'll let Jehovah take care of it. Here's why I can't saddle up with you, man. I can't ride in that posse. I can't do that. And I got to say this. Your video is what is harmful. People standing outside of a convention bringing awareness to the crimes being committed in the Kingdom Halls is not harmful. It may be irritating to you. It may make you get flustered and drive home and sit and put your nightcap on and sit in your bed and grumble while you watch Jay Leno and eat your milk and cookies. It's not harmful in this real world situation going on here. Your video has the potential to be harmful. Because most people, I'm going to tell you something. Most people who have been victims of abuse of this nature are too damaged and too fragile and too scared to barely pull open their own curtains and peek out the window. And then they got a man on here chastising them and talking about returning evil for evil. I don't think you mean to come across this way, my friend. And I'm not going to leave this video up for all eternity, because I really do believe that you're going to get beyond this. You're going to get better. This bump in the road doesn't have to be the be-all end-all about you, but you've got to put this behind you, man. You've got to man up, starting now.
I will repay. But there is another text. If your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him a drink. By doing this, you will heap live coals on his head. Do not let evil conquer you, but use good to defeat evil. In this, the apostle was faithfully reflecting the teaching of God's Son. You have learned that they were told, love your neighbor, hate your enemy, but what I tell you is this, love your enemies, and pray for your persecutors. Only so can you be children of your heavenly Father, who makes his sun rise on good and bad alike, and sends the rain on the honest and the dishonest. If you love only those who love you, what reward can you expect? Surely the tax gatherers do as much as that. And if you greet only your brothers, what is there extraordinary about that? Even the heathen do as much. There must be no limit to your goodness, as your heavenly Father's goodness knows no bounds. So I want to talk now about my observation. This video is titled, An Observation and a Challenge. My observation is that a growing number of those who post videos on YouTube are simply unable to look at the Watchtower organization objectively through their videos. There's absolutely nothing presented in a balanced, moderate way.
I'm actually curious. I would love to be on some game show with you where I could ask you 50 questions, man. A balanced, objective view of the Watchtower. And you feel that the vast majority of Ex Jehovah's Witness out there got it all wrong. They have swung the pendulum way too far. And they're not balanced. What, am I missing something here? You seem to be attempting to assuage people to the idea that Watchtower is somewhere right in the middle there. It's flawed, certainly, but it is still it reminds me of what you would hear in a judicial committee where you're pleading your case to the elders, and the elders say, well, the organization is flawed, certainly, but are we really going to focus on the imperfections of men? If you're just parroting what the elders at the Kingdom Hall say, man, what use does anyone got for you? Look, if you're just going to, again, man, I'm not trying to get all hardcore with you. What is the difference between you and a Jehovah's Witness elder? From where I'm standing, I can't see hardly any daylight in between you. You seem to make points about some doctrinal inconsistencies of the Watchtower. It's all well, fine, and good. But good grief, man. Your role here, this is who you want to be, really? You want to be the person standing over people with a magic wand, trying to wish them back into, where do you want them to go? What do you want them to do, to say? I'm lost. You want everyone to sit and read a at least 650 page book and then go away? What is it you want? I think the general consensus out there is that the Watchtower Corporation is wicked and selfish and evil and destructive. And you disagree, or you think people are exaggerating, getting too extreme? How could you? How? Why? Why?
Every single thing the Watchtower does is wrong, evil, bad. Gotta be. And it's presented in that way.
Hold on. Everything the Watchtower does is evil, wicked, and bad. Because it's incarnated from badness. Their purpose is to lie to people and get people to slave for them and obey them. They're willing to kill to do it. They've killed people. It's so important to them to have people as slaves that they're willing to kill for it. They've killed people. And you're saying that because, what is it? Because they tell people not to smoke? They tell people that gambling is wrong? It's for their own purposes. Do you understand that? They tell people not to salute the flag, not because it's because they see, it's not because that they are enlightened as to the futility of nationalism. It's because they want people to salute them. They are evil to the core. They think only of themselves and getting power for themselves. They're the bad guys. They're not the good guys who have been misunderstood. They are the bad guys. And you are their advocate. You are advocating for people who are evil. You know, it's to me, it's like saying, well, Hitler brushed his teeth. He wasn't all bad. Are you insane? You sound like a very intelligent person, but the things you say, it's like you're half retarded. I'm sorry, I'm going to bleep that part out.
It's like we just can't wait for the latest announcement, the latest annual general meeting, the latest whatever it is, to pounce on something and dissect it and bring out something negative. Now, it's exactly doing what they say that they call apostates, do. We're accused of being haters. We're accused of being fault finders. And are we? I mean, are we? I hope not. But in watching many of the videos, it's understandable now.
God, this guy's a Pollyanna.
Faithful, believing whatever the faithful discreet slave says.
This guy just finished eating a big plate of apple pie and a warm glass of milk.
Because that is exactly what we project. I challenge you. This is my challenge.
Oh, God.
I challenge each of you out there who make videos to make a video of something positive that you can say that you've gained from the Watchtower, from either your experience with the Watchtower, or about the Watchtower.
No, I refuse your challenge. I refuse. Do you think I'm a simpleton? Do you think the people watching this video are just buffoons? Do you think we're all stupid and that you can actually coax us into making a video thanking the Watchtower Society? How stupid do you think we are? You have truly crossed a line, sir. You have crossed a line. You want us to make a video, a fan video about the Watchtower. How stupid do you think we are? Do you know the hell that thousands, if not millions of people out there have been put through? People have been raped. And you want them to make a video? You're challenging them to make a video praising the Watchtower. Oh, well, I can't resist a challenge. You have hit rock bottom right now, man. This is a teachable moment, I believe. Now is the time for you to step outside of this situation, take stock of your life, and save yourself while there's still time, man. Because you're going down a road that has no happy ending. It's time for a reality check, bro. This is your low moment. It doesn't have to be your last moment. This is your low moment. You need to pick yourself up. You need to dust yourself off. You need to slap yourself in the face. Pause the video, walk into the bathroom, splash some water in your face, look in the mirror. This is what you're doing with your life. You're trying to coax people. You think that it's like you're on Sesame Street. It's like you really believe that you're on PBS and you're talking to children. This is morning television on PBS, and we're playing Where's Waldo? You're really going to coax us into listing our favorite things about growing up in the Watchtower religion. This is your low moment, man. I'm sorry we're having to live through this. I'm sorry we're all just... This is not a pretty video. We're all getting dragged through it. This is your lowest moment, man. You have hit a new low. I'm sorry, my friend. This is about as bad as it gets. We'll continue to see if it gets worse. I can't imagine.
Society. I challenge you. Can you say something positive?
Positive. It's like asking a rape victim to say something positive about her attacker. Can you imagine how demeaning and humiliating and insulting this would be? Imagine that this man talking on this video is a detective at the police station, and a woman is sitting there in the interrogation room, and the detective, instead of getting to the bottom of the crimes committed, is challenging the woman to say something positive about her rapist. Because otherwise she's just venting. We don't want to return evil for evil, do we? Well, that's just being spiteful. That's just vindictive talk. Try to look for what's good about the man who raped you. And no, I'm not exaggerating. I'm talking about literal rapes. The Watchtower Society protects rapists. They side with rapists virtually every time in every situation where a Jehovah's Witness has raped someone. They take up the cause of protecting their organization at the cost of victims. They do it every time. Human life is worth nothing to them. Human dignity is worth nothing to them. And you're serious. Are you serious about this? Or is this a come on? We're seriously supposed to take up your challenge of making a positive video about the Watchtower Society. Have you had a mental breakdown? Have you had some kind of meltdown? Are you making this video from a hospital somewhere? This is an all-time low. I've seen all 50 colors of the rainbow on YouTube. This is a new low. This is the lowest. This is the lowest, slimiest, most debauched, sick, twisted. I've watched videos made by actual Jehovah's Witnesses. I've gone on jw.org and watched actual Watchtower videos. They're not as twisted as this. This is sick. I hope for your sake this is as worse. This is the bottom. Can you go lower than this? We'll find out.
It might be a healthy exercise. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist.
You're not a psychologist?
For us to be able.
Why are you advising people then?
The Watchtower. I also think that if we're slaves to the past, to our hatred and our pain, because the Watchtower or its minions have done us hardship, then we've let the evil conquer us, haven't we? Because we're slaves to it.
Do you think this is a game?
We're in our grief and our pain for so long, and we're embittered.
Do you think this is a high school football game where we're supposed to walk across the 50-yard line and shake their hand? Do you think this is a tennis match? Do you think we're supposed to pat each other on the bottom and say, we both fought hard, but no hard feelings? Have you cracked? You seem like an intelligent person. I have no idea why you're saying these things.
Can't move forward. So it might be a healthy thing for us to see if we can find something positive to say. And it can't be fun.
No. You just said you're not a psychologist, and neither am I. But I've done enough reading to know that you are doing an incredible amount. You're damaging people's minds. Don't say that to victims. You don't tell victims they're not entitled to their anger. You don't tell them to bottle it up. You don't chastise them for venting, as you call it. You don't tell them that they're a slave to the past and they should make peace with You don't do this stuff to victims, man. You don't tell them that they're being unfair to their attackers. They're the victim. You don't tell them that they're not entitled to their feelings and they're wrong and they should keep it to themselves and that the videos they make are harmful. Look, you've got a Bible in front of you apparently, and you've taken leave of all your other senses. This is the danger. This is the danger of this foolishness. I don't know, are you sitting alone in a room without windows and all you have is a Bible in front of you and you're taking this to a nonsensical extreme? This is stupid. This is a new all-time low of just insanity, idiocy. What do you want to call it? Look, if you were just doing this in the comfort of your own home, it'd be one thing. You're out here on YouTube talking to people. You're trying to get people to take this seriously. I'm scared that someone will.
By a butt. So I challenge you to make a positive video about the Watchtower, all of you. Let's see if you can do it. I'll start. I learned how to speak publicly from the Theocratic Ministry School. And
you learned how to speak publicly at... I'm gonna bring the volume down a little bit, friends. You learned how... I'm gonna zoom in on this picture for you, friends. He learned how to speak publicly at the Theocratic Ministry School. Tens of thousands of children have been raped. That we know of. That has come to light. Tens of thousands of children have been sexually assaulted in the Christian congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses. And this man is thanking Watchtower that they taught him to speak effectively so that he could place their literature from door to door. He could go door to door with their propaganda while children are being raped. And he's thanking them. And he's challenging you to thank them too. I hope you are not beyond help at this point. I hope you are not too far gone, ARP, that this is beyond the realm of belief. If you died right after making this video, do you really think you would go to heaven based on the merits of I'm trying to get inside your head. This is crazy. I'm in your world now. You think this is the kind of stuff that gets people into heaven? I'm trying, you're sucking me into your crazy world and I'm going along with it. This is insane. This is insane how stupid you're talking to us like we're children. And you're making a game of this. You're making this like a game that you play with your mom while you're driving on a car trip in a vacation. This is insane.
It taught me how to project. It taught me how to read well. And I think, for the most part. And you know what? The Theocratic Ministry School was good.
The Theocratic Ministry School was good. I lost my place here, friends. Maybe it's for the best.
It taught me how to read well. And I think, for the most part. And you know what? The Theocratic Ministry School was good. End. There is no but. It was good. The program was good.
He likes that part. He likes the part where people compliment the Jehovah's Witness corporate structure. This is weird. We're getting into very strange territory. I'm lost right now, friends. I don't get it. It's a cult. It's a pyramid scheme devised by a publishing corporation to make money for themselves, to literally make human slaves for themselves, to carry out their singular purpose of increasing the power of their corporation. And he seems to be pleased by this. He's drinking the Kool-Aid. He's one of these people sitting here, and he's coming on YouTube, and he's miffed that we aren't drinking the Kool-Aid with him. He wants you to compliment the macronomic structure of the Kingdom Hall meetings. And leave it there. He doesn't want to hear any buts, though. That's where it cuts off. Please make videos complimenting the Watchtower Society with no buts. Nothing negative. He wants everyone out there to make videos about the Watchtower Society and the Theocratic Ministry School. How good it is. And stop there. Please, please. Do not include anything after that. Stop there. This is very healthy, he's assuring us. And I'm befuddled. You try not to think the worst of someone, but can I reach any other conclusion than this man is brainwashed? Look, I'm not trying to be hardcore with you guys. I don't have any room to talk. I spent my whole life being brainwashed. But in my defense, I was young. This is a grown man doing this stuff. This is a cult. Have we forgotten? This is a cult. This isn't going to your aunt's house and your mom reminding you, oh, what do you like about going to your aunt's house? I know it's boring, but surely you could find something you like there. Maybe you can play checkers. This is a cult. It kills people. It rapes people. These are robots. This is a staged scene. This isn't real. This is bad. This guy's in deep. He's in the deep end. He's going underwater. He's lost so much oxygen to his brain. He doesn't understand. He's laying on the bottom of the pool. This is not a safe place to be. He wants you to lay down on the bottom of the pool with him and go to sleep. He's telling you to take a nap in a swimming pool. I don't know what else I can say. I guess I'll stop the video. I guess we'll leave it here, friends. I'm sorry. This has been a very sad, tragic episode of JW Fairy Tales. I believe we're dealing with a redeemable character here, but he's so far gone. It's like opening up the fridge and you know that the meatloaf has gone bad, but then you open up the carton and there's maggots in there. It's bad. This guy's really far gone. I'm gonna stop there because I'm not trying to hurt feelings. I'm really not. I don't think this person standing on the ledge of a building, I don't think he even knows is there. He's blowing bubbles and dancing around on the ledge of a building, and he's inviting other people to do somersaults on the cusp of a skyscraper. He thinks it's all a game. He's flirting with, he's in, he's out. He goes to the Kingdom Hall, but haha, it's a secret. I'm not really a Jehovah's Witness. I just look, talk, think, and sound like one. It's like he's doing singing in the rain, and he's yay! He's dancing and singing on the ledge of a building, and he thinks no disaster will come to him. And he wants you. He wants you to join him. He thinks he's living the real life. He thinks this guy's life is so twisted and contorted, and he seriously thinks he's going to remove the straw from your eye when he's got a rafter in his own eye. I'll close the video here, friends. We're gonna it's been a long night. We'll leave this is the end of this episode. In conclusion, I want to say, Arp, I love you, man. You're a Jehovah's Witness. I've been a Jehovah's Witness all my life. No. You're a Jehovah's Witness. It's not the end of the world. The sun will come up tomorrow. You're gonna live. You're a Jehovah's Witness. You're in a cult. I know because I've been there. I've lived it. I've survived it. You can survive it too. You haven't woken from the dream. This is you're in the dream. You haven't woken up yet. Sometimes you wake up and you think you've woken up, you're still in the dream. More importantly, to you, the viewer, the audience, as we may have many of the same subscribers, I want to say for the record, if you're a fledgling person on your YouTube, if you're someone who has newly found your way out of the Watchtower cult, please do not take this man in. Don't let any of this sink in. For God's sake, I'm begging you. Do not listen to this tripe. You deserve better than this. I'm not telling you to subscribe to me. I'm not telling you which direction you need to go in. I'm not telling you which religion or if you need a break from religion. It's all up to you. I gotta say, my conscience moves me to say, this man is telling you to keep it to yourself. You want to vent, but keep it to yourself. And if you do make a video, why not try making a video that's positive about the Watchtower Society? Don't get suckered in by this man. This man is not well. I think his heart, somewhere down there, his heart is trying to be in the right place. He's not thinking of other people. He's not thinking of kids for sure. So he's not well. He's just not. I'm sorry. He sounds very authoritative. He sounds very intelligent. This man has problems. Don't follow him into the Black Forest. And some guy's telling you don't need oil in your car. Don't worry about it. It's as a bystander, I feel I have a responsibility to say something. Because you know what? I don't know that anybody's going to take anything I say or this person says to heart. But good grief, Jack Johansson Almighty. This is, you know what? Let's just watch this video together, friends. Bear with me. We'll get through it. We'll try to make some sense of it. This is another nightmare scenario. We're just gonna go through it piece by piece.
Hi everybody. This video is for all those of you out there who are fellow ex-witnesses. And I include those who are presently attending meetings, maybe are inactive, but are awake to the truth about the truth. This is a message for you. Now, as most of you know, I have a good deal of respect for Raymond Franz. I've done a whole series about his book, In Search of Christian Freedom. Even though
he looks like somebody from the Waltons.
For a lot of what took place, as far as his culpability on the governing body.
Why is this picture in black and white? He didn't live in.
And should have. But eventually, it culminated with him not being able to handle it.
He looks like somebody from the Andy Griffith show.
Do the right
Can we just please be clear about that?
And that can't be said of anyone else.
Oh, he's dead?
Who's been on the
never mind.
So far, the only one.
Gotta take it back.
Who's ever given everything up to do the right thing. However late he may have decided to do it, whatever wrong he did in the meantime.
Do the Right Thing is a Spike Lee movie.
So I admire Ray, and I think a lot of us do. He's helped a lot of people. He's very well respected. His books, not only through his books has he helped people, but personally.
He's also a great dancer.
By hours spent over the phone.
Cha-cha-cha.
I don't think a lot of us realize just how diligent Ray was in responding to mail.
You know, I've never thought about how diligent he was.
That came to him.
Just kidding.
But I don't want to put him up on a pedestal. I mean, he was just a human being.
Look at the frame you put his picture in. You don't want to put him on a pedestal.
I want to start this video off by reading a portion of In Search of Christian Freedom by this late brother who we all respect.
Christian freedom is an oxymoron. I'm just kidding.
For Christians. For those who have the book, it begins on page 651.
There's 600 pages in that?
I have in the past acceded to interviews requested by the news media. At the same time, I have never solicited a single interview, and I have turned down far more requests than the few I accepted.
You're turning down TV interviews? Why? Whoa, wait a minute.
All too often.
Oh no, I don't want to stop here, friends. You're turning down TV interviews to make YouTube videos? We need to go over your list of priorities, man.
And what is sought is something of a sensational nature, which does little for the advancement of the good news.
Wait, little for the advancement of the good news? You could be on TV, radio, newspaper. I don't know who's talking to you, man, but you're turning them down to make a video about. Let's continue, friends.
In one radio interview that I accepted, originating in Florida, the interviewer employed continual sarcasm and exaggeration in his references to Jehovah's Witnesses and their beliefs and conduct. I spent virtually the entire program in defending them, expressing my...
You spent the entire program defending Jehovah's Witnesses because the interviewer was sarcastic. He didn't show the proper reverence for this amazing religion that should... It deserves so much more respect than that disc jockey was willing to give it. And so ARP spent the remainder of the interview defending the Watchtower because the man just wasn't being serious enough about it. Aye. Incredible.
I spent virtually the entire program in defending them, expressing my conviction as to their overall sincerity and decency, and in pointing out to the interviewer the way in which his remarks distorted matters and unfairly cast them in a false light. I was happy to make those expressions, and found that the only satisfying part of the experience.
Stop! It's a Jehovah's Witness world. We're living in the new world. But, it says, if you are no longer a Christian or hold the Bible in contempt, there's really not much point in you watching. No, I disagree. And the answer is no. in a friendly way, not in a mean way. But the answer is no. I will not be excluded from a conversation where people I care about are perhaps going to be directly affected. And I believe that where this is all going has the potential to be incredibly harmful. It's very far-reaching, can be incredibly harmful, partly because the man who creates these videos, he is very easy to like. He seems somewhat likable and somewhat reasonable on the surface. He has the reassuring tone of a JW.org video. It's very serene. It's like listening to NPR radio. It's something that you could just put on a big pair of headphones and just drift away. But we're going to not in a mean way, not in a I guess not in an argumentative way. I can't. They keep pulling me back in. I try to, I don't know what's going on anymore, friends. I'm coming apart at the seams. I was going to watch It's a Stormy Night here. I was going to be watching monster movies tonight. I'm here again. This is happening. Well, what we're going to do is I have a lot to say, friends, but we're going to just we're going to go through this video together. And I feel I have to say my piece. I can't walk away from this. We all have different ways of viewing the world. We all have our own, everyone has their own opinions and their own ideas. But this man is wrong. He's just wrong. And it's disturbing to me because it's not that he's just wrong. It's that he's wrong and he wants to give advice to people I know. It'd be like me standing at the counter at AutoZone. Hello, friends. Welcome again. Hope you're all having a good weekend. It's great to see all of you. And welcome to our show. Welcome to JW Fairy Tales. It's Friday. It's Friday. We're having a great time. Unfortunately, we have another mess on our hands. I'm sorry to report to you regarding a new video, an observation with a challenge included. This is a royal mess, friends. We're going to try to sort it out, and we're going to try to do it in a nice way because we're dealing with a situation where we have a very, very nice man. Very, 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 very good show. Very good show today, friends. It's JW Fairy Tales. And you may recall at some point I recommended that persons may want to opt to discontinue their subscription to ARP 7601. I would like to rescind that. I really don't feel that way. That was a mistaken thing for me to say because upon reflection, I don't feel it's right to invalidate somebody just because they are, well, you know what, you know what's going on. Anyway, we have a situation here where we have a very nice guy who has some incredibly dangerous and misguided ways of looking at the world. And yes, I do say dangerous. Ideas can be dangerous? Oh, more dangerous than bombs. Ideas can build people up. Ideas can take people to the moon, can change lives. Ideas, points of views can also be incredibly destructive when they are weaponized and used to tear people down. We have a situation where perhaps I should not be weighing in, friends. Perhaps I should leave well enough alone, but I feel that I can't. I feel that this man has the potential to cause incredible amount of destruction. And I think he's oblivious to it. But you know what? It's not a personal attack because, as I have stated, I like this person. Even yeah. Just breathe. Just breathe. Come on. Breathe through the stomach. Through the stomach. Sorry, I was tickling myself there for a minute. Well, anyway, I'm going to, I can't promise to keep this short. This is a train wreck. This is an aftermath. It may take a while to sort out. I'd like to begin by, first of all, we gotta scroll down. The first comment is made by ARP7601, in which he implores the viewer, comments expressing disagreement are always welcome. Fair enough. Provided that they are respectfully made. I have to agree. It's this man's channel. He calls the shots. This is his channel. As in the past, comments of an abusive or threatening nature will be removed. I also must concur to that. There's, threats, not necessary. Don't. Of course, we would naturally not want to go there with anybody. I don't think anyone would. If not, they'd be delivered up to the higher authorities. I will deliver you to my FBI neighbor. We also have a comment here. This video is mainly for ex-JW friends who still profess the Christian faith. Okay, there's a number of things wrong with that sentence alone. Jehovah's Witness is not a faith. It's a business structure. It's a pyramid scheme. To me, it's a large part of why this man is so misguided. This video it's wrong from the word go. It's completely coming from the wrong place. I will elaborate, but see, that's a huge problem there. The idea that it's very Jehovah's Witnessy to me, friends, which, hey,